And for more on the just concluded Australian Open, kasama natin ang tennis analyst na si Bea Fabregas. Bea Fab, welcome back to The Score.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Good to see you. Welcome back to ABS-CBN.
Okay.
First of all, congrats.
Oh, thank you so
Kasi
much.
aminadong
sobrang saya
Tito
talaga.
Federer fan ka.
Oo. Tito talaga?
Tito Boobs. Yung mga tito. Paano
Sige.
nangyari to? Okay, Bea, kwento mo muna sa ating mga viewers out there na siguro for the longest time, hindi nila nadidinig yung mga pangalang Federer, Nadal in the finals. Anyari, where did they go?
Actually, TJ, yung nangyari talaga kay Fed, medyo freak accident siya. Hindi siya na-injure on court. Hindi siya, like, yung nangyari doon, pinapaliguan yung mga anak niya. And he actually, parang popped his knee, yun yung nangyari. And he didn't feel the same. So, I mean, we do know what happened was, naglaro siya, he withdrew out of the French Open. So everybody was thinking, okay, baka
when was this?
Last year, 2016. He was waiting for Wimbledon kasi doon talaga siya usually successful. So kami parang yung mga fans, okay, sige, it's not that bad.
And the French is not his.
Yes, it's not his
Clay
thing.
is not
exactly.
Good to
So baka, you know, people were saying he's just resting. And then medyo na-alarm na yung mga tao because he just opted to not play the US Open. Tapos hindi na siya nag-Olympics. So obviously, Federer is 35. So niisip natin, medyo last chance niya yun sa Olympics. So ano ba, sobrang severe ba ng knee injury na to? Ano nangyayari? And they weren't very clear with it. I felt like it was really a strategic move with Federer's team, like him and everybody he's been training with. Maybe he really needed the rest and the rejuvenation. And obviously we saw that, like nag-pay off talaga sa Australian Open. I think it was a bit more different with Nadal because si Nadal, surprisingly, who is the king of clay, you know, clay courts are his thing. He had to withdraw off the French Open in 2016. And ang nangyari doon, one of his interviews said, ang sinabi sa kanya ng doktor, if you play another match, 100% may magsasnap sa wrist mo.
Wrist.
Yeah, and that's very, very important, obviously, with the way he plays. I mean,
this is his
left, you know, it's kaliwete siya. This is where all the spin comes from. This is how he beats all of his opponents. So it was very important for him to take a step back. And we do know, October, tapos na yung season ni Nadal. And so there was no Nadal, no Fed, ending 2016. It almost felt as if parang, ano ba, wala na ba sila?
Yun na nga, parang, are they done?
Are we going to move into the Djokovic-Murray era na? Ito na ba yun? And then, I don't think anybody saw this coming. You know, we were talking about the Australian Open, and I was saying, you know, if you're a Nadal fan, wag ka muna umasa masyado. Because obviously, coming from the injury that he had, it was so bad. And, you know, like, how can you obviously get to the finals? But, I mean, that's why they're champions. That's why they are who they are and where they are. And it was an absolutely spectacular finals.
Briefly, what happened to Djokovic and Murray? If they were expected to be the top dogs.
I mean, entering 2017 with Murray as number one, I was a bit more, medyo mas na-disappoint ako kay Murray because obviously, you know, he beat Djokovic in a majors ending 2016, but hindi pa niya nagagawa yun in a Grand Slam. So that's what everybody felt like he needed to do. And I don't know if it was, you know, pressure mentally na, okay, number one na ako, I need to get to the finals. It is, I must be there. So maybe that's what could have happened to him with his match against Zverev. But Djokovic was just, you know, he was outlasted in that five-setter. And it's interesting to note kasi yung dalawang nag-upset kay Murray at Djokovic, hindi sila bata. They're actually 29 and 30-year-old players. They've been in the tour for a long time. So, you know, nakikita nila, they've been experiencing losing to these players, watching them. So, you know, they got lucky. I don't think they'll be able to do it against Istomin at Zverev, but, you know, good for them. I mean, it's a great confidence boost, obviously, entering the rest of the year.
Would it have been different if Nadal and Federer had to go through Djokovic and Murray in the semifinals?
Oh, I do. Of course, absolutely. And kita nila yun eh. Okay, wala na si... Okay, una, si Djokovic, bagsak. And then Murray. So, ano na yan? Nag-zoom in yan. I really feel like, you know, their confidence was just like, this is my chance. Because if who will win kung hindi tayo, di ba? So, ang galing. Ang ganda talaga na nangyari.
Okay, let's get into the finals per se. First set pa lang, ang ganda na ng dinalaro ni Federer. How are you seeing his game at that point compared to Nadal at the first set pa lang, that Fed won?
Ang ganda talaga ng galaw niya the entire tournament. But I think what was interesting to note Usually kasi yung, obviously head-to-head Nadal always beats Fed. So the problem that Fed really has, yung usually sa backhand side yan yung spin. So hindi niya natatamaan yung bola through.
Okay.
Yung ginagawa ni Fed, lagi nagsislice siya, i-chip niya. So kung Fed fan ka, tapos nagsislice yan, kakabahan ka na Parang, okay, he's not feeling as confident as usually. But he wasn't doing that in the first set. He was going for his shots, he was playing loose. So if you're watching, you know obviously a champion like Nadal was going to fight back sa second set.
Yep, and he got that one 6-3 as well.
He did, but you're happy with the way Fed got the first set. Na parang, okay, ang ganda ng galaw niya. And that was the game plan nga naman daw. Sabi nila, he wanted to play loosely. Na parang, okay, sige, parang, let's just see where it goes. At sabi nga niya, wala siyang pakialam kung hindi na siya makagalaw the next day. Iiwan daw iiwan daw niya lahat. And you could really see, you know, shots that hindi ko alam na kaya pa niyang abutin yung mga shot na ganun. Grabe siya. And I think he had 49 backhand winners all in all and 28 forehand winners.
And as you said, kung dating puro slice lang siya, safe lang yun. Hindi niya winner yun.
He was really going for it. And also, like, aside from that, pasok siya na pasok sa net. And that was 73% of his shots. He got, you know, winners at the net. Nadal only went to the net 12 times. He got, you know, he converted 10 out of 12. Pero it just, you know, ang layo talaga.
Well, so he dropped the second set. But in the third set, he dominated 6-1.
Yes.
So ano yung, ikaw, as a Fed fan din, ipasa natin yung pagka-fan mo, anong feeling mo na, wow, 6-1 in the third set?
Ang naramdaman ko din watching this finals, kasi kung nakita mo yung semifinals match ni Nadal at ni Dimitrov, medyo ano yun bakbakan, as in rally, you know. I felt like at this point, kasi they know where they are, you know, age-wise and career-wise. They were playing set smarter. They were conserving energy. Okay, so, you know, obviously na-break si Fed nung second set. So sabi niya, sige, mag-hold ako dito, mentally I'll keep this, pero sa third set na ako babawi. And I think that's what happened. It was
And on the flip side, you think Nadal gave the third set?
Exactly, I did. Kasi sabi ko,
I'll rest.
Imposible na ganito yung laro niya for the entire time. So I did, obviously, I was not surprised no fourth set na bumawi siya. I didn't think it was going to end in 4 sets. So I think the fifth set could have gone anyone's way talaga. I think there was just 1 point there. And that was the third, and Fed just capitalized on that.
And in classic Federer fashion, of one of the more, you know, probably one of the most fairy tale endings he could have ever had. Down 1-3 in the fifth set.
Grabe.
Against Nadal.
Exactly.
You know, hindi biro yun. I don't know if he's ever done that to Nadal.
I don't think he's ever played
final
like
down 1-3.
Yeah, in a long. I don't think he's played against like that in a long time. And down 1-3, even when he won 5 games straight, when he was serving for the match, it was in his head kasi down to love 30 eh.
Right.
And his ace actually, that was his saving grace.
Confidence
He had a quick point. And I also think that worked for him. Na he was able to win quicker points kaysa kay Nadal on his like the aces were like ang layo 20 to something lang ata. So I mean the fifth set was a miracle.
No, these things happen in sports. Sometimes meron nangyari na hindi natin ma-explain.
It could have gone Nadal's way and it could have gone Fed's way, and just, you know, luckily for Fed, and I think he says that like he would have been fine losing, you know, to Nadal.
Sabi nga nila, bilog ang bola.
Exactly.
Kahit sa tennis.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's get into a bit, you know, the quality of the champions that they are. I mean, we just saw the soundbite of his speech. Sabi nga niya, kung pwede dalawa champion, kung pwede draw, I'd share it with you. What does it say about the kind of champion that Roger is?
You know, there's not a lot of people like him. I mean, he even said, I think after he won his semifinals match against Wawrinka, I'm Nadal's #1 fan.
What?
Who says that? Diba? Parang saan galing yun? Rival
Kahit
mo
na
yun
totoo yun, hindi mo sasabihin.
At saka yung head-to-head niyo, parang 20 to something, diba? Hindi mo siya natatalo. You could not figure this guy out, but because he just has a respect for tennis as a whole, he wants the level of tennis to always get better and better and better. He just doesn't look out for his own career. I think, you know, he's always happy for people that do well on tour. So I think it's very rare, and that's why people think he's the model of tennis, you know, as we speak. So I don't know. There's just really not a like. I mean, I think obviously somebody like that also is Nadal. And you see Murray and Djokovic. They kind of pattern their, you know, the way they accept speeches to them. But like if you see in press cons when Djokovic is frustrated or Murray is frustrated, you can see that it's there. Fed will always just kind of have that, that professionalism, and it's just always there.
Saka kakaiba din yung isang Federer na I don't know if we'll ever see anybody in our lifetime like him, because he's not the supreme athlete that these younger guys are. He's just suave.
Yeah, he's graceful. Medyo mahirap. It's so tough to embody exactly what he does. I
imagine. So the last time you won a major was
2012.
4 years ago. Did you ever think you'd still win another one?
I did.
You did.
I did. I felt. But I'm a fan.
Yun na nga.
And no, I think it's also because I think Nadal will win another one
also
after this.
Okay.
But I was a bit kinakabahan ako for that. But I did believe na mananalo pa si Fed kasi lahat ng mga tournament niya, later rounds siya semis, quarters, finals. So, kita mo na parang kinakapos lang siya. Like, what happened nung Wimbledon, he had that 5-setter against Cilic, tas natalo siya sa 5-set against Raonic kasi napapagod na siya. Matanda na siya. So, I felt one more. And
may asim pa talaga si Kuya. May asim pa si Kuya. Well, congratulations to all the Federer fans. It was an epic thing, even to watch on social media.
Yes.
Thank you too for the entertainment.
Hindi ko na siya napaprocess yung mga tweets ko at that time.
So, okay ka na. Kalma ka na ngayon. Well, congratulations to you as a Fed fan and for a great Australian Open. We all witnessed that. So, fantastic way to start the season for tennis in 2017. Bea Fab, maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.